Hello everyone and welcome to English Time. Today I thought I would do a story from teaching in Japan. So this story is from my first year in Japan, teaching at a junior high school. So at this school, the principal and vice principal ate their lunch very early. So this has never happened at any other schools I've worked at since. So usually the principals and the staff will eat at the same time. The school lunch staff prepared the lunches in the teacher's room during third period. So it was very early that they made the lunches. And it was just the principal and the vice principal that would eat. So the principal and vice principal ate lunch at the start of fourth period, but all staff had to wait. I would see my lunch as I left the teacher's room to teach my fourth period class. So as I was going to my lesson, I would see the principal and vice principal saying, "Itadakimasu," and I would see my food on a table, and I'd have to go for my lesson. So every day my lunch was cold. My food would sit for over an hour. So sometimes about an hour and a half. And so it wasn't just my lunch that was cold. The other staff also had a cold lunch. And they would usually cover the lunch with plastic, and sometimes you would start getting bugs coming towards the food. When I ate lunch with my students, they had a warm lunch, but mine was cold. So I was having a bad time at this school because of the first grade Japanese teacher. She wouldn't talk to me, so I would usually have a bad lesson, and then I would go and have a cold lunch while everyone around me is eating warm food. So one day I was sent to an elementary school to do a special introduction lesson. So when I came to Japan, I only wanted to do junior high school, so I didn't really want to go to the school. So I didn't want to go to the school to teach, at all. So I really didn't think I wanted to do elementary. And so when I was going to have lunch with the kids, I was carrying my lunch from the teacher's room, which was also cold because they did it early there too. And as I was setting it down, a lot of the kids started coming around with their hands around my food. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And a girl almost put her hand in my soup. So she had her hand like this, in the soup bowl. And she said, "Sensei, Chris has cold soup." So she was checking my soup. So she got me a warm soup and with a big smile said, "Here you are." And she also went and changed all my food for warm food. So this was the first time I had a warm school lunch in Japan. I smiled to her and said, "I like you." So I went to elementary school thinking I didn't want to be there and I wasn't going to have a good time, but that student really made me happy. And I eventually switched to elementary, and I'm glad that I'm teaching that. So that's all for my first story lesson for teaching in Japan. So goodbye everyone, and of course, see you next time. See you!